Hi everyone and welcome back to another video, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Anam, as you all know, and today we are going over the R sound in British English. Are you ready to learn how to make the R sound? But before we get started, what I need to mention is that there are 3 rules where we do pronounce the R and where we don't. So I will also be telling you those rules. But in this video, we will learn how to make the R sound. We will look at some example words, some sentences, and those rules as well. So let's understand how to make the R sound. Here, this is your tongue here. And the tip of your tongue is just here. Okay, this is the tip. And the blade of your tongue is a bit further up, just here. Okay, so this is the tip and this is the blade. Now what happens with your tongue? We curl the tip of our tongue up towards. But remember that our tongue does not touch the roof of our mouth or the alveolar ridge, because your tongue should not be touching anything. Nothing, okay? So it's just like this. Now the lips placement. So, your lips might kind of form this kind of shape. Okay? And then you make the sound. If you release it, then it will sound like R, R. And if you hold it, then it's R. There are different varieties all across the UK where they do pronounce the R and where they don't. So you guys just start commenting on my videos like, oh, I have heard they're pronouncing R differently, just because their accent is different. And what I'm teaching you is modern RP, received pronunciation. Alright guys, now time for some example words. Run, run, run. Be careful with the nasal consonant n, because I have a full detailed video about n. You can watch it. I'll put the video link in the description box. So it's run, run. Another one, race, race. Here it's ray, ray, and then the s, race, race. Your turn. Perfect. Now rally, rally, rally. So I release the R like this. R, rally, rally. Arrive, 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 arrive. Proud, proud, proud. Perfect. Red, red, red. Now those rules where we do pronounce the R and where we don't. Rule number 1. We don't pronounce the R when the R is at the end of a word. Alright, for example, car, car. Now you can see I don't pronounce the R because it is at the end of a word. Car is just the K sound, K, and the R, R. Car, car. Sister, sister, sister. Now don't get confused with this because it's unvoiced. But anyways, it's sister. Don't pronounce the R if you want to sound more British. Although you can also pronounce the R, there's no problem in pronouncing the R. Just because, in received pronunciation, we don't usually pronounce the R, because all the time Americans pronounce their R. But in British, we sometimes drop it. We don't pronounce it all the time. Alright? So it's sister, sister. Another one, four, four, four. But we have an exception to this rule, and that is the linking R. Now you might be thinking, what is the linking R? Then let me make you understand. Well, we have a R at the end of a word, we have a R at the end of a word, and then the next word starts with a vowel, then we use the linking R. For example, her eyes. Her eyes becomes her eyes, her eyes. In normal speed, we won't say her eyes, but we would just combine those words because we will use the linking R and that will become her eyes, her eyes. Another one here, the age. The age becomes their age, their age. Again, combine those two. So you will use the linking R and that is their age, not their age, their age. Now, rule number 2. We don't pronounce the R when we have a consonant coming after it. So, in example like garden, garden. Again, I don't pronounce the R because I have a consonant coming after it. The D sound, garden. And start, start. Again, don't pronounce the R because now I have the T sound. That's why. Start, start. Now your turn. Perfect. Park, park. Now we have a K sound. That's why don't pronounce the R. It's park, park. And finally, rule number 3. We have a vowel sound coming after R. Then we will pronounce the R. In words like pretty, pretty, I would pronounce the R because now I have the I sound coming after R sound. So it's pretty, pretty, berry, berry, berry. Now I have the I sound. So don't look at the spelling, but look at the pronunciation. Here the pronunciation is berry, berry. From, from. Alright guys, let's move on to sentences. Well, red is my favorite color. Red is my favorite color. So red, red, hold out the r. Red is my favorite color. In normal speed, red is my favorite color. Her eyes are brown. Her eyes are brown becomes her eyes are brown. Her eyes are brown. So don't say her eyes are brown, but say her eyes are brown. Her eyes are brown. I saw a rabbit in the garden. 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 Now your turn. Perfect. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. Hope you learned how to make the R sound in British English. And if you have any doubts or if you have any sound that you're struggling with, then let me know in the comments. I'll try to make the next video on that sound. And guys, if you're interested in improving your American accent, British accent, or spoken English, then you can definitely subscribe to our channel because I keep posting weekly videos. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.